Okay, who bonded out?
Because the one up front, when they
Jose
say, he just always
Vasquez.
you would see him for a quick second and then go back to that.
Jose Manuel Vasquez Diaz.
Jose Vasquez.
He bonded out. Okay, awesome.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that means we should just have 4 Spanish speakers. Okay, so we'll start with the Spanish speakers. He bonded out. He's one of our Spanish
One of the
speakers.
Spanish- okay.
I believe he's number 4 in the stack.
Okay.
So we're starting with Bruno Santiago. Bless you. Is that as low as that goes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can't-
Okay. Okay. All right, counsel, what is your name?
Mona Abraham.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Mona Abraham.
Miss Abraham, thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take care of our Spanish speakers, and then we'll go Mr. Flynn to your case and Mr. Longwell to your case. And have you already let the clerks know which clients you represent? Or the correction staff, so we can bring your folks
I did
in?
let the correction staff know I represent Mr. Armstrong.
Armstrong. What is he charged with?
It's a battery, domestic violence, and a possession of methamphetamine F3.
It's felony.
Felony, count 2, yes.
Okay, Armstrong. Let me see. Misdemeanor.
Roman bias.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get it. I get it.
So his,
The G4 staff out there, they said, they cannot hear, so we have to alert them whenever it's time for a victim to come in.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
she said it's not working, they can't hear.
Huh, that's weird. Okay. Let me just get Mr. Armstrong's paperwork. Is it Jeffrey Armstrong?
That's correct.
Okay, and then Mr. Flynn,
Your Honor, the last name is Roman Baez.
what level of offense is he charged with?
Possession, drug possession case.
Felony?
Yes, ma'am.
Baez.
And I'm actually covering for Attorney Lyle Mason.
Baez. And it's felony possession?
Yes, it's listed on the docket as number 38, I believe, and it's Roman Baez, all one word, R-O-M-A-N.
Oh, Roman.
Yes,
Okay.
first name's Ian.
It's under R.
yeah. You got that extra.
Yeah. Ian Rowan. Ian, got it. Okay. All right, so let's just make sure I got everything on here. I've got normal, DRC. Now I'm going to call the Spanish interpreter.
Good morning, this is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in today.
Good morning again.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're ready to proceed?
I've connected to the podium, Your Honor.
Thank you. And we have headsets for each of the inmates that have we have a headset for the inmates for the entrance center? Okay.
And AB said they're gonna try to fix that for you tomorrow, not tomorrow.
Okay.
See.
Good morning,
He
sir.
can
Would
hear
you
the
tell me your
interpreter.
name and date of birth?
Guillermo José Bruno Santiago, 10/18 de 1984.
Okay, sir, there is probable cause to support your arrest on charge of possession of cocaine, domestic violence battery, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond on the cocaine charge is set at $1,000. Your bond on the domestic violence battery charge is set at $500. And a condition of that is that you have no contact with the victim. And then your bond is set at $150 on the possession of drug paraphernalia. There is also probable cause to support your arrest on a violation of probation affidavit in case number 2019 CF 2877, and your bond on the violation of probation matter is $3,500. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, are we appointed as well on the BOP?
Yes, on both cases.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Evelyn Méndez Ruiz, fecha de nacimiento agosto 19 de 1991.
Evelyn Mendez Ruiz, 8/1991.
Okay, I do find that there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Sir, do you wish to be heard on any conditions of release?
Spanish, sorry. Speak
I'm
Spanish.
sorry, I didn't hear him.
Sorry.
Señor, ¿usted quiere decir algo en cuanto a las condiciones de libertad?
Sí, señorita. Yo vengo a abogar por
Yes, ma'am.
vengo a abogar por Evelyn Méndez Ruiz, puesto que ella es una persona trabajadora, buena madre, estuvo en una situación que nunca sucedió. Lo que sucedió fue que ella está estresada por el trabajo.
Un momento. Yes, Your Honor, I'm here to talk in favor of Evelyn Mendez Ruiz. She's a very hard worker. She's a very good mom. The situation happened. She's very stressed because of work.
And sir, what is your name?
Ernesto Pérez Goberna.
Ernesto Perez Goberna.
Sí, señor.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so do you have any specific requests with regard to any conditions that I should impose with regard to her release?
¿Usted tiene alguna petición específica en cuanto a algo que yo deba ordenar para la libertad de ella?
No, pero que si es posible que la liberen lo antes posible para que esté con su hijita, porque la niña está con el abuelito, ¿usted sabe? Y entonces estaba llorando, esperando por la mamá.
If it's possible, for her to be released as soon as possible, because the daughter is crying for her. She's staying with her grandfather.
Okay, and do you live with Miss Mendez Ruiz?
¿Usted vive con la señora Méndez Ruiz?
Sí, señorita.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any concerns about her coming to live in your home? Do you have any concerns for your safety?
¿Usted tiene alguna preocupación por su seguridad si ella regresara a vivir a la casa?
No, señorita, ninguna.
No, ma'am. None.
Mr. Evans, do you have any questions of this gentleman?
Se le pregunta al fiscal, señor Evans, si tiene alguna pregunta que quiera hacerle a este señor.
No, Your Honor.
Miss Abraham, do you have any questions of this gentleman?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, she
Ninguna
qualifies for
pregunta.
straight PTR.
Okay, hold on one second. Go ahead to the interpreter.
Ella es elegible para que quede en libertad con el programa de libertad preventiva.
Okay, so I'm sorry, miss, I didn't hear what you said.
She does qualify for straight PTR.
Okay, all right, so I will release her to the pretrial release program.
Bien, le voy a dejar en libertad bajo el programa de libertad preventiva,
With the condition that there is no hostile contact with,
con la condición de que no tenga contacto hostil
with Mr. Goberna,
con el señor gobierno.
and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent her.
Y le designó la Oficina de Defensores Públicos para que les represente.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Gracias, señor.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Señor, ¿me puede decir su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Armando José Rosales Cáceres, 10-17-1981. Sí, señora.
Armando Rosales Cáceres, 10-17-81.
Okay, sir, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery. Your bond is set at $500 with the condition that you have no contact with the victim and that you maintain a separate residence. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Está muy bien. Está muy bien.
Your Honor, I do believe that he
¿Le
Very
puedo
well.
hacer una pregunta?
May I ask a question?
Hold on one second. Ms. Armstrong, did you say something?
Sorry.
I believe he qualifies for PTR.
Does he?
Yes, Your Honor.
Creo
Okay.
que es elegible para el programa de libertad preventiva.
Okay, so he can either postpone or be released to pretrial release, whatever his preference is.
And Your Honor, if he chooses to stay
No, yo
outside,
puedo pagar mi fianza.
I can pay the bond.
Okay.
if he chooses to stay outside of the resident, can we have a one-time return with law enforcement to gather his things?
Yes. Okay, thank you.
So Judge, you just scrape $500.
$500 or pretrial release. Right.
¿Ya?
Okay. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Se-
Juan Carlos Vélez Patiño, 01-25 del 85.
Juan Carlos Vélez Patiño, 12585.
Okay, sir, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a failure to appear warrant. Your bond is set at $2,000, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Okay?
Es que yo tenía a mi abogado y él me estaba asistiendo en las cortes, entonces no entiendo por qué no se presentó en esa corte y quería saber ese arresto porque sí, yo tenía a mi abogado.
I had an attorney who was representing me in court, and I do not know why he didn't represent me in court on that date.
Okay, so I'll let you speak to the public defender's office about that. And they can give you advice on what the next step should be at this point.
Yeah, I believe this is a traffic case. Is there any way we would be able to release him to pretrial release?
Your Honor, he has an immigration detainer.
He has an immigration detainer.
Okay, would we be able to reduce the amount?
Well, it's on a capias, so the judge who was there and handled the case is the one that set the bond.
Okay.
So I think it's that judge, the trial judge is the one that has to make that change. Okay, thank you. Okay, put those on her. I think she needs does she need the interpreter?
No, I think it's just a victim.
Oh, okay.
¿Usted
All right.
necesita intérprete?
All right, ma'am, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Aileen Martinez, March 27, 1980.
Okay. And there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery.
Your Honor, does she need the interpreter?
No, the witness does, and the witness is in the witness box.
Okay.
You don't need an interpreter? No, okay, so he's now shaking his head. Sir, would you tell me what your name is, please?
Ian Santiago. Date of birth?
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Santiago, I do need you to speak up a little bit so that I can hear you. Do you wish to be heard on any conditions of release?
I'm sorry, say again?
Do you wish to be heard on any conditions of release that I should impose in this case?
No, my mom, I believe she should be released.
I can't hear you.
I believe she should be released.
Okay. Are you in fear of her?
No, ma'am.
Do you live together?
Excuse me?
Do you live together?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So, does she qualify for pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me see. I think since,
Yes, she qualifies.
yeah, I don't know that I saw a sheet on her. Okay, so I'll release her to the pretrial release program with the condition that there be no hostile contact with Ian Santiago. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, Ms. Martinez. Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Okay, so I believe that takes care of all of our Spanish speaking defendants. Do we know if we need the Spanish interpreter for any of the other witnesses that are here?
Melendez,
I think she said,
they tell me Evelyn, that's it, we did her. Elaine,
that was it?
yeah.
Okay,
Your Honor, if I may.
yep.
I see one more on the list for Jose Vasquez Diaz for participating in lawful race. He bonded, okay.
He
thank
bonded
you.
out. Okay. And maybe what we could do is just ask the corrections officer that's in the gallery to see if anyone else there needs a Spanish interpreter.
Would you like the interpreter to make an announcement, Your Honor?
I think so. I don't think that they can hear you though in the gallery. So, okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, if you can go ahead.
She wants to know if anyone out there needs a Spanish interpreter. She wants to know if anyone needs a Spanish interpreter out there.
No.
No? Okay. Thank you to our interpreter then. I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you. You do the same, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, just go ahead. Okay, so now we're done with that. Okay, so now we're going to take up Ian Roman Baez and Jeffrey D. Armstrong. We can just, it doesn't matter to me, Mr. Roman Baez, I guess. Okay, this is the one where I wanted to look at his. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Ian Roman, September 14, 1993.
Okay, and if I can get counsel to note their appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, Joseph Flynn, and I'm standing in place of Lyle Mason, who's the attorney for Mr. Roman
And
Baez.
has Mr. Mason filed a notice of appearance, or does he intend to?
No, he does not file the notice of appearance. If the court will note for the record, there is an out on monetary bond form. Mr. Mason does represent him on that case.
Okay.
He will be filing a notice of appearance on this case from
Okay,
my
got it.
conversations with him.
Okay.
He could
So-
not be here today, so.
Sure. So there is probable cause to support this gentleman's arrest on a charge of possession of methamphetamine and possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis.
May I make a quick argument on that, Your Honor?
Sure.
The only thing I would say is that, and the public defender did provide me the affidavit to review. There's two things. First things first, the search of the vehicle was based on the smell of cannabis, is what is alleged to have happened here. The next thing that happened is a search of a vehicle was done, and there was allegedly methamphetamine found within the vehicle. However, none of in the report, it does not state whether there were other people, multiple occupants of the vehicle. My client made no statements regarding, or Mr. Mason's client made no statements regarding the location or possession of that methamphetamine. And the vehicle was actually released to somebody else from what the report seems to say. So it does suggest that there might have been multiple occupants in the vehicle. So under that standard, I would ask the court to reconsider their feelings on probable cause.
So those are all arguments to make on a motion to suppress, but not at probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So his bond is set at $1,000 on the methamphetamine charge and $150 on the cannabis charge. He is out on bond on another felony case, and I'm going to look that case up right now. Okay, so he's currently out on bond on case number 2020 CF 14670. In that case, he was arrested on December 10th on charges of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of marijuana with intent to sell or deliver. He posted bond, I guess, prior to initial appearance. And it's been more than 30 days, and I don't see that the state has filed an information. Mr. Evans, can you confirm whether the state has filed an information or not on that case?
Your Honor, may I have that case number one more time, please?
Sure, 2020 CF 14670.
Your Honor, I still showing that as a receipt, but not filed yet. There's no notes in the system to indicate different.
Okay, so it's been more than 30 days and the state has not charged him with any crime, so I'm taking no action on the bond on that case. If the state charges him with a crime, then you can ask the trial judge to revoke his bond. But at this point, since you haven't filed an information, I'm not going to do that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Me too.
Okay. No, just bond. Yep. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Jeffrey Armstrong. My date of birth is March 4th, 1961.
All right, and counsel, if you'll note your appearance.
Yes, Your Honor. Mark Longwell of Longwell Lawyers.
Okay. Mr. Longwell, have you reviewed the arrest affidavit?
I have, Your
Do
Honor.
you have any issue on probable cause?
Adversarial issues, but no.
Okay. So I do find that there is probable cause to support Mr. Armstrong's arrest on a charge of possession of methamphetamine and battery domestic violence. On the methamphetamine charge, his bond will be set at $1,000. On the domestic violence battery charge, the bond will be set at $500. Has pretrial release had any contact with the victim in this case with regard to conditions of release?
Contact was made, but only the victim was given initial appearance for
Okay.
information.
Okay. Mr. Longwell, do you have any argument on conditions of release?
Yes, the state and I have discussed it, and we're asking just for no hostile contact with the alleged victim, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Evans, have you had contact with the victim?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
I can give you some additional information as far as residence and things like that if you'd like.
Sure,
Your Honor.
go ahead.
The home is actually my client's home, and the alleged victim is residing at his mother's house, from the best of our knowledge.
Okay.
And otherwise, we're just asking for no contact.
Okay. So I'll impose no hostile contact. I am going to require that they maintain a separate residence while this case is pending.
I would ask that, just in case the alleged victim has taken up residence there, that my client would at least be allowed to return with a law enforcement standby to get his personal effects.
Sure. So, but you've told me that the victim doesn't live there.
It is his home, and the victim was packed and moving to his mother's home.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
never know with certainty what the situation will be.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Mr. Armstrong is to maintain a separate residence from the listed victim.
Yes.
Mr. Armstrong may reside at 6084 Stevenson Drive, which is his residence. So that means that the victim who you represent to the court, has already moved out, will
Yes.
not be able to return to the residence.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So you said he can't go back one time with a law firm?
No, it's his house. He's just going to live there. The other person's already moved out. Okay, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, so do we have Justin Taylor next? Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Justin Chase Taylor, March
And-
28, 1986.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your date of birth.
March 28, 1986.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of trespass in a structure or conveyance. Your bond is set at $500, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
Your Honor, would it be possible to release him on his own recognizance?
Let me see what his criminal history is. No. He has a lengthy criminal history. Okay.
Your Honor, is an offer available on this case?
Does the state have an offer to resolve this case?
I do not, Your Honor.
Can I see that back? Does he want to resolve his case, Ms. Armstrong? The only question that I would have, though, is that apparently he was being assessed for mental health.
Okay.
Okay, so I would want to make sure there aren't any issues with competency. Are you going to be here tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have some ability to interact with him later today, and you don't have any concerns about his competency, do you want me to have him recalled for tomorrow?
Okay. Do you want to do that, and I can see if there's an offer tomorrow? Okay. Okay, Your Honor, we could reset this for tomorrow.
Okay, so if we can just recall him tomorrow for a potential plea. But I want you to have some opportunity to interact with him to
Okay.
determine for yourself whether you have any concerns about competency.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. And, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
5/13/1999.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
5/13/1999.
Your name.
Okay.
Oh, Jennifer Murphy.
Okay. So, Mr. Evans, I need you to help me out on this. I don't have a copy of the Orlando City Ordinance, which she is alleged to have violated. So I need you to look at that and tell me whether someone standing in the street naked under the city ordinance is indecent conduct.
One moment, Your Honor, I'll pull it up.
Okay. Ms. Armstrong, have you looked at the language of that city ordinance? Ms. Armstrong?
Oh, Abraham.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Abraham, sorry.
I did not.
actually wrote down Miss Abraham, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We did have a defendant named Armstrong. I did not get a chance to pull that up, Your Honor.
Okay.
However, I am pretty familiar with Miss Murphy. And we were going to request ROR in light of the affidavit does mention that the reason for her nudity was she had urinated on herself, so there wasn't that, I know the language, at least in the Florida statute, was that it had to be done, I want to say maliciously, but I've got to pull up the exact statute. I think in light of the fact that she did mention that she had an accident, it wouldn't qualify.
Okay, let me just look at, she's got several other cases that she's out on release on, at least one of which the state has formally charged her with a crime. So let me check these other ones.
Your Honor, I have the ordinance if you're ready.
Go ahead, you'll read it to me.
Yes, Your Honor. 43.14 Indecent conduct for Orlando. No person shall appear upon any public street or in any other public place in a state of nudity or an indecent exposure of his or her person or otherwise engage in any vulgar, indecent, or lewd behavior.
Okay. So there is probable cause then to support her arrest on that charge. On that charge, I am going to release her ROR. However, she does have 3 other offense cases open, including a felony case. And on her misdemeanor cases, the state has charged her, formally charged her, and at least on one of those cases, her pretrial release was previously revoked due to a new law arrest. And I'm now looking at the felony case. Where she had a failure to appear.
Your Honor, if I may have a second to pull up the ordinance. I don't believe that probable cause exists here because of the indecent conduct and the vulgar, lewd, or indecent.
It says nudity.
I understand, but I believe the intent is to prevent someone from just walking around willy-nilly, but in this case, I believe it was a matter of her wanting to clean her clothes.
Okay. What says the state?
Your Honor, the ordinance reads as an or. It doesn't have anything to do with intent. It's just the fact that you are out there. And also in the affidavit, the officer did say that he did not see any clothes.
Okay. So I do think there's probable cause to support their arrest. What I'm looking at, though, is that she has 2 misdemeanor offenses and a felony charge. And on the felony case, she is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And she failed to appear for court back in November of last year, and she was arrested and
Your Honor, would it be possible to take no action on those cases? I've worked with Ms. Murphy. Competency is a concern. There's a good chance that she is scheduled for an evaluation at least one of those cases if a notice of incompetency has not already been filed.
Okay, well, I saw a notice of incompetency filed on a misdemeanor case, but not on the felony, not on the other misdemeanor case. So, I'm just looking at something else.
Okay.
Okay, so on the 2020 MM 8204, 2019 MM 5239, and 2020 CF 10207, I am going to revoke her bond or release on those cases. And Ms. Abraham, my suggestion is that you have her attorneys from your office get her in front of the trial judges, because it looks like there's not much happening on that case with the competency. From what I see there were orders for evaluations a while ago, but I don't know if they've been done or if there's been any finding of incompetency.
Okay, Your Honor, are each of these cases already filed on?
Yes, each one of them, that's what I was verifying. Each one has an
Okay.
information filed.
Okay, so we're gonna
Okay.
get your bond filed.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
We have to redo it. Go ahead, I'll have Tom sign it. Mr. Tom. Yeah, we'll
But it's not fair because they actually know my case was actually.
Your Honor, if I may, what was the determination on that bond?
Say again?
What determination did you make on this?
That it's been revoked.
Thank you.
She'll be held no bond.
But the new case, you released.
Yeah, I released her ROR on the new case, though. Okay. bring in the next person. All right, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Oh, sorry. Huh?
Could you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Adam Choi, July 20th, 1972.
Okay, Mr. Choi, there is probable cause to support your arrest. on
Your Honor, if we could waive the reading of these charges.
Okay. There's probable cause. He's been, judge reviewed an affidavit in support of an arrest warrant and found probable cause. His bond will be set at $25,000 with no contact with the victim.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him. All right. Okay, is this, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Lionel Simpson, 05-1680.
Okay. I just need to see if there are any, I need to look at the probable cause documents, because on this case, I just had the capias.
Yeah. And that's not enough.
Mr. Simpson, there is probable cause to support your arrest on charges of delivery of a controlled substance, attempted sexual battery, false imprisonment, and battery. On count 1, your bond will be set at $1,000. On count 2, your bond will be set at $5,000. On count 3, your bond will be set at $500. And on count 4, your bond will be set at $150. With the following conditions, you're to have no contact directly or indirectly with Kelly Lynn Walter. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck.
You got it.
All right, so then we're here? Yes. Okay, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Brandon Ortiz, 06/13/1998.
Okay, Mr. Ortiz, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a violation of probation matter out of case number 2020 MM1268. You'll be held no bond, and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Reginald Prince, February 26, 1998.
Okay, Mr. Prince, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. Your bond will be set at $15,000, and you are to have no contact with the victim, and you're not to return to the scene.
You say 15,000, ma'am?
Yes, you are currently out on bond on case number 2020 CF 7328, where you're charged with 2 counts of attempted manslaughter by act with a weapon and possession of a firearm by a person found to have committed a delinquent act, and so your bond on that case will be revoked. And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. On your new case, I believe Office of Regional Conflict Counsel already represents him on the other case, Ms. Abraham. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Wayne Rose, 7/13/90, ma'am.
Okay. On Mr. Rowe's case, first of all, there had been a previous finding of probable cause by Judge Calderon, who signed a warrant for his arrest. The warrant had 6 charges, and 2 of them already have bond set. The other 4 do not. So on count 1, which is aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence, bond will be set at $5,000. On count 2, which is domestic violence battery, bond will be set at $500. On count 3, there's already a bond of $100. On count 4, which is violation of a domestic violence injunction, bond will be set at $5,000. On count 5, bond was previously set on the warrant at $2,500. And on count 6, which is armed burglary of an occupied dwelling, Mr. Evans, is that a first-degree felony PBL?
Give me one moment, Your Honor, please. Your Honor, this is armed burglary is a felony of the first degree.
Right, is it a PBL though, punishable by life, or is it 30 years?
I don't have that information, Your Honor. I apologize.
Okay, I'm going to set his bond then on count 6 at $25,000 with conditions that he have no contact with the listed victim and no return to her residence. Yes, there are already other conditions. No possession of any firearms, knives, or weapons, and no return to the scene. And the public defender's office is appointed to represent Mr. Rowe. Okay. Good morning, or good afternoon. Would you tell me your name and date of birth?
My name is LaShonda Sullivan, and my date of birth is September 7th, 1993.
Okay, so I do find that there is probable cause to support Ms. Sullivan's arrest on a charge of child abuse. Does Ms. Sullivan qualify for pretrial release?
No, Your Honor, that charge does not qualify for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Hi, do you wish to be heard on any conditions of release?
Yeah, I was wondering.
I can't hear you. You have to speak into the microphone.
Oh, yes, I was wondering, yes.
Okay, tell me who you are.
I'm Matthew Sullivan. I'm her husband.
I need you to speak into the
I'm sorry,
microphone.
I'm Matthew Sullivan, and I'm her husband.
Okay. And the incident that gives rise to her arrest, did it involve any of those two
Stop.
children that you have right there?
Yeah, her. Naomi.
Huh?
Yeah, her.
Okay.
Naomi.
And so did the Department of Children and Families place her in your care?
Yeah,
Or did they
yes.
did they live with you before your wife's arrest?
Yes,
The four of you lived as a family unit?
yes.
Okay, so has Department of Children and Families given you any instructions on whether your daughter can have contact with her mother?
No, they didn't.
They didn't say anything?
No, they didn't say anything of that.
Okay. So what is the state's position with regard to conditions of release?
Stop. You gotta be quiet. Stop.
And what her bond should be?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, last thing you said?
Whether she should, what her bond is. Am I correct, she has no prior criminal history?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, all right. So the only thing I don't know is what the status is of any DCF investigation,
Correct, Your Honor.
right? So I don't want to impose any conditions that are inconsistent with what they've done.
Correct.
Your Honor, if I may, the affidavit does state that DCF would not be removing the children from the parent's household.
Okay. But that may be because she was arrested and they presume that I'm going to enter some order on that. Sir, can you tell me the name of your children, their first names?
Naomi.
I can't hear you.
Oh. Naomi.
Okay,
Esther.
okay. All right. What is the state's position
Jeremiah.
with regard to conditions of release?
Your Honor, the state does have concern regarding the incident that the defendant was arrested for and putting her back in the presence of her child. And without also knowing where DCF is in their investigation and what they want to do, it's hard for me to press and move forward.
Okay.
But in the very, very least, the state would ask for no hostile contact
Okay,
with the victim whatsoever.
okay. Sir, how old is Naomi?
She's 6.
She's 6?
Yes.
Okay. And so, do I understand correctly that you guys are living in a hotel?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing, what are you doing to make sure that she cannot open and unlock the door?
I already installed another lock on there.
Okay.
And supplied a better lock so she won't be able to go outside anymore.
Do you understand that a 6-year-old should not be out?
Yes, I do understand.
In the middle
Yes.
of the night?
Yes,
Okay.
I do understand. Yes.
All right. So, Miss Armstrong, or I'm sorry, Miss Abraham, do you have any input on conditions of release?
Yes, Your Honor, we are requesting ROR. I believe her husband as well as the children don't seem to fear her at all.
Okay.
It looks like she was protecting her child protecting her child. We have no objection to no hostile contact.
Okay.
We do ask that they are able to maintain the same residence.
Yeah, okay. So I am going to release her ROR since she doesn't have any criminal history, and Ms. Sullivan, the conditions of your release are is that you have no hostile contact with your child, meaning you can't hit her, scratch her, punch her, do anything like that, okay? And otherwise, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. So I need you to keep in touch with your lawyer, because your lawyer is going to be able to tell you when you're next scheduled for court, if that happens. So just make sure you keep in touch with them, because you're not going to have a bondsman who's going to notify you. You're going to be released on your own recognizance. So it's your obligation to keep in touch. If you fail to appear at a court appearance, the court can issue a no bond habeas for you, okay? All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Jeremiah Underwood, 12/07/1986.
Okay, Mr. Underwood, I do find there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. I'm going to let me see what happened here. I'm trying to find his first appearance information sheet. Somehow it got out of order. Yeah, sometimes, no, here we go. Got it. Okay, so your bond is going to be set at $10,000 with the condition that you have no contact with the listed victim and that you maintain a separate residence from her. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck to you. Okay. These should be the misdemeanor DBs, right? Okay, and is there anyone else sitting out there? There looks like there's one gentleman. Okay. Would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Letitia Bell, 10/29/1983.
Okay, Ms. Bell, I do find that there is probable cause to support your arrest on charges of domestic violence battery. Your bond will be set at $500. I will order that you have no contact with the victim and you maintain a separate residence, and I will also appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Raheem Kellyman, February 20th, 2002.
Okay, Mr. Kellyman, I do find that there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence assault. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victims and that you maintain a separate residence. I will also appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yara, does he qualify for pretrial release?
He does not. This is we're going to call this lady. Oh.
She's here.
Okay.
She's not going to come to court.
Okay. But this was for Eileen Martinez. I have the next person. Oh no, Yamel Morales. Okay, but I have this victim here, and that's the lady who's going to call. Okay, so how do I get her on the phone? Okay. Okay, so the next gentleman on the calendar is Yamel Morales. And he's in quarantine?
She's medically quarantined.
Okay, she is. But the victim came to the courthouse, came to the jail today to be heard, and she couldn't pass the screening, so we're going to call her
Okay.
and see what input she has with regard to conditions of release.
I believe we're calling him.
Him,
It's the
sorry.
husband.
Sorry, I'm getting them confused. Okay.
Is it 210
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, 000. Do we have another number?
No, that's the number that was sent to me.
210000?
That's what was saying. Is that going through? Okay.
Well, there's never a number that starts 000. Okay.
I'll email them.
Let her know she can come back. We gonna reset it for tomorrow?
No, I mean, let me just
Oh,
see what,
okay.
what these folks say, because she was downstairs, or he was downstairs.
Well, that person, they had came in, they couldn't come, they supposed to call me. Do we have a number for him? Did he give y'all a number? She might have the number, y'all.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Mr. Evans, in the charging affidavit, it indicates
He has
that
your number.
the victim,
He's gonna call
Mr.
you guys.
Morales,
Whose number he supposed to call?
The attorney.
Did you tell him that in the mic? Just tell him that in the mic.
it says Orlando stated that he does wish to press charges, nor will he be willing to testify in court. So those are two.
Yeah, I
those-
thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
She wanted to let you know what the victim said, I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
The victim is going to call the attorney to speak in revolving the case because he wasn't allowed up.
Okay, so he doesn't wish to be heard on conditions of release?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like he does, but they probably informed him that he should contact the attorney because he cannot come up.
Right, right.
It
Okay.
also says that he refused to complete any domestic
Right.
violence packet.
Okay, so here's my question. Mr. Evans, do you have any objection if I impose as a condition of release, no hostile contact?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so this is with regard to defendant Yamel Morales, who is unable to come into the courtroom because she's in quarantine. She was arrested on a charge of domestic violence battery. Since it's a misdemeanor offense, I'm just going to go ahead and conduct her initial appearance without her being here, so that if she can post bond, she can be released. Do you have any objection to that, Ms. Abraham?
Would we be able to release her ROR in light of her having COVID?
I don't know. Well, so here's the thing is that I don't know that she has COVID. I don't know why she's in quarantine. Like she came in and she tested positive?
I believe the arrest affidavit had mentioned that she was on day 3 of testing positive.
Okay. But let me see what she has no criminal history, is that right?
No, she has no history, Your Honor.
Okay. Does the state have any objection to ROR?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll release her. First of all, there is probable cause to support her arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery. I'll release her ROR. No hostile contact with the victim. Public Defender's Office is appointed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, who's next? Sir, would you tell me your name, please?
Melvin Serrano,
And what is your date of birth, Mr. Serrano?
07/18/1992.
Okay, and Mr. Serrano, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery, and I'm going to set your bond at $500.
He does qualify for straight PTR, Your Honor.
He does?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to go to pretrial release?
Okay, Your Honor, he'll do the PTR.
Okay, so I'll release him to pretrial release. And do we have any information from the victim as to what her input is with regard to conditions of release?
Victim contact was made. She just stated that she would appear.
Okay, and I don't think she did. Okay. At this point then, just based upon the probable cause, I'm going to order no contact with the victim, and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Serrano.
Your Honor, I believe they reside together. If that's the case, can he have a one-time return with law enforcement?
He can. He can return one time with law enforcement to collect his
So
belongings.
if she leaves, she stays at the house, you have to go with law enforcement to cover.
Yeah, I tried to remove most of my belongings. I just have very minor.
Okay, so
quick.
you just need them to go with you?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you. Okay. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Ranjiv Singh, 7/23/97.
Okay, Mr. Singh, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of domestic violence battery. Hello, sir.
Yes,
Do you wish to be heard?
yes.
Would you tell me your name?
Yogesh Singh,
Okay, what is your relationship to this gentleman?
that's my son.
Okay, and what would you like to tell the court with regard to any conditions of release?
Oh, okay. I need a court to know that yesterday I called 911 because my son was having a psychiatric breakdown.
Okay,
He had a breakdown, and instead of them taking him to the hospital, they took him to the county jail. My son needs treatment. For the past 2 months, he had 4 major psychiatric breakdowns. And when the cops came, I told them, my son needs help. They said I have to get a ex parte
Baker
from
Act.
the
You can
judge.
You can file a Baker Act petition. Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
yeah,
And then they can take him to the hospital.
right.
But he doesn't need to be in a county jail.
Okay, my question to you, sir, is are you concerned for your safety?
Well, if he's in this condition, the answer is I'm not sure. But what I can do is I can get him separate housing in the meantime.
Okay,
I can put him up in a hotel, and he can be separated until we can get him proper medical treatment.
okay, all right. So, just see here. And to your knowledge, has your son ever been arrested before?
He has never had problems with the law.
Okay. All right, so this is what I'm going to do is I will set his, well, let me ask this. Does the state have any objection to ROR?
No, Your Honor, after hearing that, no.
Okay. So I'm going to release him ROR. I will order that he lives separately from you as a condition of his release.
Okay.
Okay? And that's for your protection.
Okay.
Okay? Since you're the listed victim in this case.
Okay.
And that he have no hostile contact with you.
Okay.
So that will allow you to file whatever petitions you need to file to have him evaluated for a Baker Act admission.
Okay.
And I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him. With regard to any Baker Act admission, there is a procedure whereby you, as his father, can file a petition for an involuntary commitment so that he can be evaluated. And if he's found to be either a danger to himself or others, the court can commit him to a psychiatric facility for treatment. And
Okay.
you can get information about that. It's called a Baker Act petition on the Clerk of Court's website. And you can file that yourself. You don't necessarily need an attorney. But the Clerk of Court at the Orange County Courthouse can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, quick question.
Yes.
So he's going to be released now?
He's going to be released. I think it takes a couple of hours for the jail to process him out.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to check with the correction staff, they'll let you know what time he'll be released.
Okay, because I have to arrange a separate place for him now, a hotel or something.
Sure.
I'll do that now.
You'll have some time to do that.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Bader Al-Nane, December 9th, 2000, my birthday.
Okay. Let me see what I have here. Oh, this is the ATV case. Okay, so sir, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of grand theft of a motor vehicle with a mask as well as grand theft. On the grand theft of a motor vehicle charge, well, let me ask this, does he qualify for pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does he want to go to pretrial release?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he'll be released to pretrial release, and I will appoint the public defender to represent him.
You have any conditions, Your Honor?
No additional conditions.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Miguel Aviles, 04/04/1979.
Okay. Mr. Aviles, you were arrested on 2 charges. First of all, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest affidavit indicates that he was arrested on charge of possession of heroin, but actually the narrative indicates that the substance was cocaine. So I find that there's probable cause to support his arrest on a charge of possession of cocaine, but not a charge of possession of heroin. On the possession of cocaine, his bond will be set at $1,000, and I will appoint the public defender to represent him. So count 2 is paraphernalia, and that bond is $500, and then $1,000 on count 1, but count 1 should be possession of cocaine. I'm sure that's just a typo in the charging affidavit. I believe it's the same statute number. I think so. Yep.
Your Honor, does he qualify for pretrial release?
He does not. He has previous time in the Department of Corrections and some significant criminal history.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what was the second, the amount on bond on the second charge?
$500.
So, ¿cuánto coge ahí? How much did?
Your Honor, would you consider ROR on the possession of drug paraphernalia?
No, not with his criminal history.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Victor Baton, Jr., 7/16/1993.
Okay, I just need to look up the statute on his case for a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if we could waive the reading of the charges.
That's fine. I just want to look to see what level offense one of these is.
Okay, give me 1 second because it really just depends on the charge. So. Okay,
So I have two cases for Mr. Baton. The first one is 2021 CF 908. There are two charges. He'll be held no bond on each one. And on case number 2021 CF 915, he has two charges also, and he'll be held no bond on each one of those charges. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
He has a condition on both of them.
It doesn't matter because he's no bond.
On the second, the second charge of 2021 CF 915 AO, he'll be held no bond as well?
That is a sexual, yes, that's a first-degree felony punishable by life.
They were saying they can tell the victim or her parents, somebody involved from here, so.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then the conditions will be, right, so on the 915 case, on count 2, it's charged as a violation of Florida statute 794.011 subparagraph 3. That's what I was looking at, because I didn't recall what that level of offense that was. And that actually is a life felony. Okay, so on each of these cases then, as far as conditions, who's to have no contact with the victim, no possession of any handguns, no return to the scene. And on the 908 case, in addition, no contact with the alleged victim's parents.
I'm gonna put it, I'll put it.
Okay. Okay. Hello, sir. Yep. Yep. Okay, we'll reset him for tomorrow then. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Eli Brown, 11675.
Okay. Mr. Brown, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of trafficking and methamphetamines greater than 200 grams. Your bond is set at $500,000, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, I believe the bond in this case was doubled because he is an out-of-state resident. To my knowledge, because he's an out-of-state resident, he's not going to be able to post the bond without posting the full amount, even with the bondsman. Would we be able to?
Can I get a lower?
Would we be able to reduce that amount?
To what?
Your Honor, would it be possible to, I believe it's currently set at 500,000.
Right.
Do you have anything in front of it? Do you have a bond? No? Your Honor, would it be possible, if we are able to provide contact information and ties to, what do you call it? Would you want to say it? Would you want to say it further when you get to it? Yeah, would we be able to reduce the bond to 25,000?
What's his estate?
The state agrees with Your Honor.
I didn't hear you.
Sorry, the state agrees with Your Honor, the $500,000 bond.
Okay, so in looking at Mr. Brown's case, not only do we have the allegation of the possession of a trafficking amount of methamphetamines and the defendant's statements, which are allegedly made to the police officers, I do see that he has an extensive criminal history out of the state of California, all primarily with regard to drugs, including sales and transportation of controlled substances, possession of controlled substances. Looks like he's failed to appear for court at least 4 times. And so in light of the allegations in the charging affidavit and his significant criminal history, I'm going to stay the bond at $500,000. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, $500.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Jose Antonio Cortez, 5/17/94.
Mr. Cortez, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of grand theft of a motor vehicle. Your bond is set at $1,000, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Dominic Crespo. My birthday is March 14th, 1996.
Okay, just give me 1 second, Mr. Crespo.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is there any way I can get it's from me.
Okay, so there is probable cause to support Mr. Crespo's arrest on a charge of driving while his license is revoked as a habitual offender. His bond is set at $2,500 on that charge. However, he is currently out on bond on 4 felony cases, and in each case, I just verified with the clerk's records that he has been actually charged in each of those 4 cases, and so his bond on those 4 cases is revoked, and he'll be held no bond on those cases.
Is it possible to take no action on those cases? It does look like they are very close to either resolving them or continuing them out to a trial. The resolution does look very favorable for Mr. Crespo. And the new violation that would be revoking his bond is a driving while license suspended case.
Right. Nope, his bond is revoked on all 4 cases. And the public defender is appointed on his new case. I do see the public defender has already been appointed on the other 4 cases that he has. And let me just look at one thing here.
You know about how long it'll have to sit.
And then I'm going to email him and let him know about Mr. Lightfoot. So we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Jonas de Ronville, 10/24/1981.
Okay, sir, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a failure to appear capias in case number 2020 CF 6862. Your bond is set at $2,000, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Thank you. Okay, we're all set. Thank you. Did I already speak to you?
This is Mr. Francis.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Daryl Leon Francis Jr., date of birth August 26, 1993.
Okay, Mr. Francis, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of reckless driving and driving while your license is suspended. Your bond is $500 on each of those charges. There's also probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of neglect of a child. Your bond is set at $2,000 on that charge, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck to you. Okay, would you tell me your name, please, and your date of birth?
Luis Mariano Gonzalez Perez, 11/26/1979.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there's 2 counts on here.
Yeah, both on 500?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, okay. I'm sorry, sir. Would you tell me your name again?
Luis Mariano Gonzalez Perez, date of birth 11/26/1979.
Okay, sir, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of sale and delivery of fentanyl, as well as unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Your bond on the sale and delivery charge, I'm going to reduce that to $7,500, and your bond on count 2 will be set at $150, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck to you. All right, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
DeMarco Antonio Harris, 10/15/1998.
Okay. Mr. Harris, okay, so on his case, he has 3 charges. The first is possession of cannabis within 1,000 feet of a place of worship with intent. I find probable cause on that charge only for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver. And I'm going to set his bond on that at $5,000. Count 2, there's probable cause to support his arrest on a charge of possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis, as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. On the second cannabis charge, his bond will be $150, and on the paraphernalia charge, his bond will be $100. Now, he's currently out on bond on another case, and I need to look that case up, which is 2019 CF 16308. Let me see what that is. Okay, so in the 2019 case, 16308, Mr. Harris is charged with carrying a concealed firearm. At some point, he was on pretrial release. That was revoked because of an allegation that he violated pretrial release, and so a bond was set. And now he has violated the conditions of his bond by his new law arrest. So his bond will be revoked in his 2019 case, and he'll be held no bond.
No fun?
On that case, Mr. Harris is represented by private attorney Jacob Stewart. And Mr. Harris, do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you on your new case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender on your new case. All right, thank you. Okay, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
William Harris, 8557.
Okay, Mr. Harris, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of possession of cocaine. Your bond is set at $1,000, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Marquise Henderson, 0529-1992, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Henderson, I have 2 affidavits for you. In case number 2021 CF 913, which is the second case, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 28 grams with a weapon. Your bond will be set at $50,000 on that charge. On count 2, you're charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. There is probable cause to support that charge, and I will set your bond at $150. Conditions of release are that you not possess any firearms or other weapons. Then we have case number 2021 CF 883. And in that case, there are 8 charges. Actually, there are 10 charges. He already has bond set on 3 through 10, and I'll announce those in a minute. But on the charge of, okay, let me just do it this way. There's probable cause to support his arrest on a charge of aggravated fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with serious injury, and his bond on that charge will be set at $20,000. There's probable cause to support his arrest on a charge of aggravated fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer with property damage. His bond on that charge will be set at $5,000. There's probable cause to support his arrest on a charge of aggravated battery and carrying a concealed firearm, as well as possession of cocaine with a weapon, leaving the scene of a crash with serious bodily injuries, criminal mischief, resisting an officer with violence, and providing false identification of law enforcement. On count 6, which is the possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, that is the charge that was upgraded after they weighed the substances, which resulted in the second affidavit on the trafficking amount of methamphetamine. So on count 6, he's going to be released ROR. Okay? But on counts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm sorry, not 6. Let me go back. Counts 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. His bond is $150 each. And then on 9 and 10, it's $100 each. And the conditions of release in that case also are no possession of any firearms or other dangerous weapons. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him in each case.
So you did not find PC for count 6, or you just released it?
There is PC for count 6, but because the drugs in count 6 are the same as the drugs on the second case, I'm just releasing him ROR on the first case, on that one charge.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Your Honor, can you repeat the bond amounts for 1 and 2?
Count 1 is $20,000 and count
Okay.
2 is $5,000. Is that what I said? Yeah.
Yes.
It's 20, 25, nothing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thank you. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Reginald Montre Jackson.
Okay. What happened to Marvin Hutchinson?
Your Honor, he is in the hospital.
He's in the hospital?
Yes, sir.
Like, actually in the hospital, not here in the jail?
He's just in the hospital.
Okay, so we'll reset him for tomorrow then. Maybe he'll be back.
You will be sent 24 hours once they release from the hospital.
Is it, okay, then we'll reset his case for 24 hours, within 24 hours after he's released from the hospital. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, but. Okay, so this is Mr. Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Jackson, I have 2 cases for you. Case number 2021 CF 798. There's probable cause to support your arrest on an arrest warrant on charges of retail theft greater than $750, as well as grand theft. Each one of those charges has a bond of $1,000 with a condition that you not return to the retail establishment.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we have case number 2021 CF 886. And there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of possession of methamphetamine. Your bond is set at $1,000 on that case. You're currently out on bond on another case, and I need to look that up, see what's going on with that one. Okay, so in case number 2021 CF 426, it looks like Mr. Jackson was just arrested on January 11th.
Yes, ma'am.
And charged with petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. Let me look at this for a second. January 11th. This is. Okay, so on that case, I am going to revoke his bond. He'll be held no bond.
Your Honor, was I did not get a chance to pull up the arrest warrant for the 2 cases that he's here on today. Did those occur before?
The drug charge was after his release, and the theft charge was before.
Okay, so for the theft, oh, I'm sorry, I flipped them.
Yep.
Okay.
So
because-
he allegedly committed a petty theft with 2 priors on January 11th, and he was released. And while he was out on bond, he allegedly picked up the drug charge. But then he also was arrested on the warrant for an event that allegedly occurred on December 30th.
I know, but because the drugs
And I'll appoint the public defender to represent him in all of his cases.
She's revoking it. I guess I'll tell. I know. No, I know. But because it's, goes on when you're out of bond. Because it's, okay. You revoked on the last one. I'll tell you again.
Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Baston Mackinson Joseph, 10/08/1987, October
Okay.
8, 1987.
All right, sir, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of attempted burglary of a dwelling. Your bond is set at $1,000 on that charge with the condition that you not return to the residence at 5812 North Orange Blossom Trail,
It's 52.
which is the Nassau Bay Apartments, and that you have no contact with Ikesha Dixon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're out on bond on another case, so let me see what's going on with that.
Just I got too short. My driver
Hold on.
license, I already got
Hold
it.
on, don't tell me anything else.
Your Honor, I believe that's a driving while license suspended case, and he was working on getting his driver's license to have it dismissed. Oh, he has a driver's license to have that dismissed in front of the county court judge.
When is that set to be dismissed?
I believe he understands that it's in February. I can check right now.
Looks like it's February 12th. Let me see what his criminal history is, if any. Okay, so I'm not going to take any action on his traffic offense, but I am going to increase his bond on his new law offense to $3,000 with the same conditions. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent him.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
How much I got to pay?
3,000 with 300 of the bond being paid.
Sir, would you tell me your name, please?
Yes, Michael Arthur Keith,
And your date of birth?
April 27th, 1973.
Okay, sir, there's probable cause to support your arrest pursuant to an arrest warrant on charges of burglary of a conveyance and grand theft. On the burglary charge, your bond is set at $3,500. On the grand theft charge, your bond is set at $500. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on your new case. You are currently, it looks like, out on bond on another case. So let me see what's going on with that one.
Okay, one second.
I think I had a warrant from December 19th. And I showed up in court January 7th, and I looked at it, and that misdemeanor. This is misdemeanor.
Okay, so on case number 2019 MM 10471, Mr. Keith is charged with battery. In looking at that case, it looks like he's had 2 prior failure to appears. He had a 3rd failure to appear, but apparently that capias was set aside. And the allegation is that he has committed a new law offense. Let me look at the date on that warrant. In November of 2020, while he was out on release on his other case. So his bond is revoked on his misdemeanor case. He'll be held
Your
no
Honor, if I may,
bond.
the first time that he received a failure to appear, he was incarcerated in DOC. And I believe the second time what happened?
I showed up, and
Oh,
the
he
public
showed
defender
up
told,
in the,
they told me to go ahead and leave.
And the capias was removed.
No, he had 2 arrests for failing to appear. The 3rd time the capias was removed.
Were you in prison?
He was arrested.
Yes, I was,
There was a summons issued on the original information. He
Okay.
failed to appear. That was in January of 2020.
And I was in
He was
DOC.
arrested in March of 2020. Then there was a hearing. He was apparently noticed, as was his bondsman and his attorney. He failed to appear. That was in August of 2020. And he was arrested on that failure to appear warrant in December of 2020. And in the meantime, there's an allegation that he's committed this, the burglary and the grand theft. So his bond will be revoked on his misdemeanor case, and he'll be held no bond.
I was in prison for that.
Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Hello, Your Honor. Yamel Morales, January 17, 1995.
Okay, what happened with Andrea Legree?
Bonded.
She bonded out, okay. What about Dante Martin? We'll reset Mr. Martin for tomorrow then. Okay, and you are Mr. Moline?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, Your
great.
Honor.
Okay, Mr. Moline, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a failure to appear capias in case number 2020 CF 5243, and your bond is set at $1,000. And he was currently, I guess, ROR on a possession of controlled substance case, but since he didn't commit a new law offense, and it was just a failure to appear, I'm not going to take any action on that case, which is 2020 CF 5503. And the public defender is appointed to represent him.
That's $1,000. Your Honor, would it be, is it possible to release him to PTR or ROR for the failure to appear? He is homeless.
So he doesn't qualify for pretrial release, and since that was set as a capias by the judge handling his case, that has to be amended by that judge.
Okay.
Okay.
And PTR is not an option?
Say again?
Is pretrial release not an option?
Correct. It says he didn't qualify for pretrial release.
So you'd have to postpone it.
If I can't pay it.
I've got to tell the police to get your friend out there.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
I'm Vince Peoples, 11/17/50.
Okay, Mr. Peoples, there is probable cause to support your arrest on charges of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond is set at $1,000 on the cocaine charge and $500 on the paraphernalia charge. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you on this case.
All right.
Thank you. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Mario Tonchev, February 1st, 1999.
Okay, sir, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of fleeing or eluding a law enforcement officer. Your bond is set at $2,500, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, can you also state on the court order that he can return to Indiana? It states that he's going to return upon release from the jail.
That's fine. He can return to Indiana, but he has to come back to Florida for his court.
Okay.
I mean, he's not on pretrial release, so why I gotta put that on the order? She got a bond. She's not releasing him on pretrial release. I thought we only had to write that on the order if they was released pretrial release.
I'm just doing what supervisor
Because if he
said.
posts a bond, you don't have to contact kids with the bond. Okay, I'm put on here.
All right.
Yeah, just put it on there just in case. But that's up to him and his bondsman. But his bondsman's got to keep tabs on him. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name, please, and date of birth?
John Williams, 8/27/75.
Okay. And Mr. Williams, let me see. There's probable cause to support your arrest pursuant to an arrest warrant signed by Judge Schreiber on a failure to report every 30 days to register. As a sex offender, your bond is set at $1,000, and I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm also going to require that you comply with the registration requirements within 48 hours after your release from the jail. Thank you. Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Wyatt,
Yep.
and then Wyatt just got placed in quarantine, medical quarantine today.
He just got what?
Placed in medical quarantine today.
Okay. So does that mean he's going to be there for 14 days? Okay. Miss Abraham, do you want me to go ahead and proceed without him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So there is probable cause, this is on Donald Wyatt, to support his arrest on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. His bond is set at $2,500, and he's to have no contact with the victim, as well as no possession of any firearms or other weapons. And I will appoint the public defender to represent him.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Courtney D. Burke, 11/11/74.
Okay, Mr. Burke, I got 2 arrest warrants for you. There's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of providing false identification of law enforcement. Your bond is set at $500 on that charge. There's also probable cause to support your arrest on a failure to appear warrant in case number 2020 MM6283. Your bond on that case is set at $100. And you are currently out on bond on another misdemeanor case, so let me see what's going on with that. Yep.
Instead of AO, it's
AW, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for correcting that. 335. Okay, so he's out on bond on case number 2020 MM335AW. And in that case, he is charged with petty theft and resisting merchandise recovery. And I believe that the state has filed an information on that case. Let me see.
I believe they have, Your Honor, and there is an offer that was related in that case.
Right, so they filed an information back in May. It looks like back in October, he was arrested on a failure to appear. He was out on bond on 2 other misdemeanor cases at that point, so on 2020 MM335AW, I'm going to revoke his ROR status and he'll be held no bond.
Your Honor, we did have a plea offer that was made and is uploaded in that file. Would we be able to resolve that case today?
I see that the last thing that I see is that that case was set in front of Judge McGinnis on January 21st.
Was it set for a non-jury plea, non-jury trial?
Yeah.
That's usually where they would resolve it if they wish, and then if not, it's a withhold and no jail time.
Okay. Since I don't have any information on that case, I'm not going to take his plea on that today. If you want to get with the state attorney and the public defender that are handling that case later today, and we can see him back tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
But the only concern that I have is, I just see a note here, and it says, that there's a statement by Judge McGinnis that says that he will not be imprisoned nor adjudicated guilty of the offense charged if he or she is found guilty. And I'm not necessarily agreeing to that. So I don't know whether that precludes me from taking a plea that would be a different disposition of his case.
Your Honor, that's if he were to go to trial without a jury. I'm pretty familiar with Division 81. It's just that to resolve cases with, during COVID, they've set these for non-jury trials
Okay.
if the defendant is willing.
Right.
And it's just, the max they can do is probation and there's no adjudication. The offer in this case was a withhold court cost investigation, and no return. That was uploaded in his files.
Okay, so this is what I'll do. You can confer with the public defender that's handling this case, and the state can confer with the state attorney handling that, and I'll see him back tomorrow.
Okay.
The only thing that I will say, though, is that if he has prior criminal history, even if it's misdemeanor history, he will be adjudicated guilty. I will adjudicate him guilty. So
Okay.
if he wants to get a withhold in front of Judge McGinnis, then you would need to set that with him next week. That's,
Okay.
I guess what I'm saying is I have to hear what the plea offer is, but I may not go along with it. So
Okay.
but I'm happy to hear from anybody, okay?
Okay.
But I just want to let you know that in advance. So do you want me to set him tomorrow as a reset?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll set him as a reset tomorrow then.
So all his cases gonna be reset for tomorrow?
No, just this one, just the 2020 MM 335AW, which is this one right here.
He's not in, well, they got a detainer on him, but I'm kind of confused on, you're taking any action, or you just resetting? I have to put something.
Sure. So on the case, court minutes for today, on this case, I'm revoking his ROR. He'll be held no bond.
Okay, so bond is revoked.
Right. And so the only thing is that the public defender is asking that I set this case tomorrow for a plea, and I said that I will entertain it. So we'll just do, just play set, yeah, it'll just be an add-on for tomorrow, exactly. Set for plea add-on. Okay. This is the rest of it. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It's Antonio Ledon, August 29, 1990.
Okay. Let me see what we have on his case. Okay, so there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of failing to appear.
Okay.
In 2011.
Yes.
And the conditions were $2,000 plus home confinement. In 2011, we did have a home confinement program, but we no longer have a home confinement program. So I will delete the requirement of home confinement. His bond is $2,000, and the public defender's office is appointed to represent him.
Would I get all one or have to get?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Julio Neves.
I didn't hear you.
Julio Neves.
Okay, what is your date of birth?
06/03/1992.
Okay, Mr. Nieves, you've been arrested on a failure to appear capias, and that is in case number 2020 MM8567. Your bond is set at $750, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Okay. Miss, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Amber Yensel, 5/18/93.
Okay, Ms. Yensel, there's probable cause to support your arrest in case number 2020 MM8743 on a failure to appear capias. Your bond is set at $200 on that charge. She's currently out on bond on another misdemeanor case, but because the new law arrest does not involve a new law offense, I'm taking no action on her bond on that case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Public defender is appointed to represent you on your new case.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
Bonilla Cruz.
Okay, first of all, what happened to David Jason Campos? I have him next.
Do you have a booking number for me?
Say again?
Do you have a booking number for me?
For Mr. Campos?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Inmate number 21001889.
He posted bond.
Reckless driving, so he bonded out. Okay. Bonded. Okay, so then we have Mr. William Bonilla Cruz.
Your Honor, he is medical quarantine, first day today.
Okay. And so he is charged with a misdemeanor and a county ordinance. So Miss Abraham, do you want to waive his appearance for the initial appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, and I was also going to ask for ROR. It looks like the results are inconclusive for when they tested the drug paraphernalia, the needle, and then the other count is soliciting.
Okay, what says the state?
Your Honor, the state does not object to the ROR.
Okay, so first of all, I do find probable cause to support his arrest, and this is William Bonilla Cruz, 2021 MM 528, for possession of drug paraphernalia and soliciting without a permit. I'll release him ROR on each count, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent him. I am going to, as part of that ROR, though, require that he contact the public defender's office within 48 hours of his release, so that he can make contact with his attorney.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And he'll be advised of that before he's released, correct? Like
Yes,
he'll
Your
get
Honor.
paperwork that tells him that? Okay, great. All right.
Jason Gonzalez, Your Honor?
Yep.
Bonded.
He bonded out, okay.
Commander Myers does refuse.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, we'll set Miss Myers for tomorrow. Maybe she'll change her mind. All right. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Wilfredo Rivera Acosta, 22692.
Okay, so, Mr. Rivera Acosta, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. Your bond is set at $500. You are currently out on bond on 2 felony cases, so let me see what's going on with those.
Your Honor, may I be heard on this one?
Yeah.
It seems that Mr. Rivera Acosta was misidentified as a theft suspect. The defense would like to challenge PC for this one. I do believe it's an unlawful arrest. It seems that they had confused him with another suspect leaving the store. I wrote the store down and I don't have it here. And we ask that you take no action on the 2020 cases.
What says the state?
Your Honor, the state would still hold to the $500 bond that you imposed earlier.
Okay, so.
If not, maybe a reset to get a more accurate statement if you'd like.
Okay, well, I think that there's probable cause for it. The issue that the defense is asserting is a suppression issue, not a probable cause issue. So there is probable cause to support his arrest. What is the state's position to the defense's request that I take no action on his other cases? In case number 2020 CF 8465, the state did file an information charging him with grand theft. In that case, there was an order revoking his release back in September because of an allegation that he committed a new law offense in case number 2020 CF 1142. That's the second case in which he is, I believe, charged with an attempted carjacking. Let me see what happened here. (2020) CF 11424. He is charged in that case with attempted carjacking, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
The state would object to defense counsel and leave it up to your determination and discretion to rule on those violations.
Okay, so what I have is, I have Mr. Rivera Acosta being arrested on the grand theft charge which forms the basis of 2020 CF 8465. He bonded out on that case. He then violated the conditions of his bond by his new arrest in case number 2020 CF 11424. His bond was revoked on the first case. Then Mr. Rivera Acosta went in front of the judge on that case, who gave him a bond the second time. And now I have an allegation that which would be the second allegation of him violating the conditions of his bond by his new law arrest. So his bonds will be revoked in the 2020 CF 8465 and the 2020 CF 11424 cases. In each of those cases, he is already represented by the Public Defender's Office, and I'll appoint the Public Defender to represent him in his new case as well. Thank you. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name? Or ma'am, I'm sorry.
Sophia.
Can you speak up a little bit for me?
Sophia.
What's your last name?
Scott.
And your date of birth?
5/27/86.
Okay, Ms. Scott, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of battery. Your bond is going to be set at $500, and you're to have no contact with Leandro Bautista. And I will appoint the Public Defender to represent you.
Your Honor, does she qualify for PTR?
She does not. She refused to participate in that process, so they have no information from her. All right, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Taylor Whitlock, 12/22/95.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name.
Taylor Whitlock, 12/22/1995.
Okay, Mr. Whitlock, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia and soliciting without a permit. Your bond is set at $500 on the paraphernalia charge and $100 on the solicitation charge. And I will appoint the Public Defender to represent you.
Your Honor, is there an offer in this case?
He does not qualify for pretrial release.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said he does not qualify for pretrial release.
I know, I was asking if there's an offer.
Oh, okay. Does the state have an offer?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, would it be possible to release him ROR?
So I'm just looking at his history, and he has spent time in the Department of Corrections on gun charges, drug charges apparently. He's got somewhat of a lengthy criminal history, so I'm not going to release him ROR.
And there was not a plea offer available?
The state isn't making an offer. If he wants to plea to me, let me look back at his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
He can spend 10 days in the jail,
Yes, ma'am.
be adjudicated guilty and pay court costs.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll accept it, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have a plea form for him? You're not doing written pleas anymore? Okay. All right, so Mr. Whitlock, do you wish to plead guilty or no contest to the charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and the county ordinance soliciting without a permit?
No contest, ma'am.
Okay, and do you understand that by entering into this plea today, you're giving up your right to have a jury trial on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to see and hear all the witnesses testify against you and to have your lawyer question them for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to assert any defenses that you have to these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to require the state to bring evidence into the courtroom that would establish that you're guilty of these charges beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to either testify or remain silent at the time of a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
You also understand you're giving up your right to appeal the judgment and sentence to a higher court. You can always appeal whether I have the authority to preside over your case or whether I impose a legal sentence, but otherwise you're giving up your rights to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you understand that as part of your plea, you will be adjudicated guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you entering into this plea today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody forced you, threatened you, or coerced you into entering into this plea today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I will adjudicate you guilty. You're sentenced to 10 days in the Orange County Jail on each count. Each count is concurrent. You have credit for 2 days you've already served. You're ordered to pay $223 in court costs, as well as a $50 cost of prosecution. And I'll order that you make a minimum payment of $30 a month on your court costs. Your first payment will be due 60 days after you're released from the jail. Do you have any questions about your sentence?
No, ma'am.
I will find that Mr. Whitlock understands the nature of the charges against him and that his plea is freely and voluntarily made today. You do have 30 days from today's date within which to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Quincy Caldera, 11484.
Okay. So, Mr. Evans, I just need you to help me out with this arrest affidavit, because I'm not sure if he was... It says that this is an out-of-county arrest, but it's not pursuant to a warrant.
Your Honor, to be straightforward with you, I do not have a copy of the arrest affidavit myself.
Okay.
When I arrived, it wasn't there this morning.
Ms. Abraham, do you have that?
I forgot how I was able to review it, but I did.
think- okay,
I believe the issue was that it originally,
Yeah, it originated in Osceola County. I think the Osceola County Sheriff came into Orange County and took him into custody in Orange County.
okay. And
Okay.
if I can have one moment, I'm gonna see if I could pull that right back up.
Okay.
I do have that he qualifies for a PTR.
So it would be pretrial release in Osceola County, right?
I believe so. I'm guessing because they were able to look up his information and verify that here. And because we work so closely with Osceola that would you be able to go to Osceola and report to the phone call? Yeah. Your Honor, he is willing to report within 24 hours to pretrial release in Osceola.
Okay. But so the face sheet seemingly says that he qualifies for pretrial release, and that would be in both Orange and Osceola counties?
That will be here in Orange County.
That would be here in Orange County. But it's the same administrative
It's the same,
order.
Yeah, we're in the same circuit, so.
Say it again?
We share the same circuit, so.
It should be the same. Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, there is probable cause to support his arrest on fleeing from a law enforcement officer. And so does the state have any objection to me releasing him to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor, the state is not.
Okay, so he'll be released to the pretrial release program in Osceola County. Mr. Caldera, you are ordered to report there within 24 hours after you're released from the jail.
Any other conditions, Your Honor?
And the public defender's office is appointed to represent him. I'm sorry, say
Any
again?
other conditions?
No additional conditions.
Yeah, will you be able to report here and then?
He's going to have to
transfer
report in
release?
Osceola County because it's
Okay.
different supervision.
Yeah. He'll be reporting via telephone.
Okay.
So
So
it
you
doesn't.
just have- So he would just have to call
Yeah.
Osceola PTR?
No, he'll call Orange County PTR.
Oh, he's going to be supervised by Orange County?
He's going to be supervised by Orange County.
But it's going to be an Osceola County case?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine then. He can call,
Okay, so you have.
he can call here.
Don't put report within 24 hours.
That's right.
Okay, so you're just gonna report here by calling him.
Okay, so call me.
So keep your paperwork.
Yes, okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, sir, you'll step forward and tell me your name and date of birth, please.
Michael Goodman, 9688.
Okay, Mr. Goodman, you have been arrested pursuant to an active arrest warrant for failing to appear in a case in Osceola County. Your bond is $2,000.
I was coming from out of state. I went there for shelter, so I came back when I found out that there was a warrant for my arrest. So I did a safe surrender.
That's fine. And you have a bond. So your bond is $2,000, so you can bond out.
Okay.
Okay.
I just like to make one point here. If
Hold
it's-
on. Talk to Miss Abraham first, because everything you say is being recorded.
If you're trying to resolve the case. Your Honor, is there a plea offer in this case that he can take? He wishes to resolve this case here in Orange County.
So I don't have any information on this case. I mean, it's an assault case. We'd have to check with the victim.
Okay,
So I don't think I could take a plea on that today.
okay.
Okay.
I'll reach out to you.
So I'm just gonna stay here up against the wall on money that I don't have to spend for bond. So I just stay in for no reason on under
No,
bond.
you'll be transported to Osceola County, and the judge who's handling your case in Osceola County will address your case. Or you can bond out.
But there's no way you can help me so I can stay here in Orange County where I've been a resident for 27 years of my life. It's very awkward over in Osceola County.
Sure.
And
Sir, you have to go back to Osceola County to handle your case unless, I mean, there is a procedure in place where we can handle an out-of-county plea, but because of the nature of the charge against you, the state has to confer with the victim. Then the court would be advised of the out-of-county plea. Ms. Abraham, you know, I do the out-of-county pleas, but I can't do it today because I don't have any information about your case. So if you don't bond out, you'll remain here in the Orange County Jail unless Osceola County comes to get you. If they come to get you, you're going to be seen by the judge in Osceola County. In the meantime, if they don't, the public defender has been appointed to represent you, and they can work on contacting the state attorney down there in Osceola County, contacting the victim, and if they reach some agreement, then they can let my office know, because I handle the out-of-county pleas, and then we can schedule that.
All right,
But we
thank
just
you.
can't do that today. Okay, thank you. Okay, hi, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Alex Vega Rivera, April 23rd, 1970.
Okay, so Mr. Vega Rivera, let me see here. What do we have? Was this just a correction? Okay. Sir, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of possession of cocaine with a weapon, as well as resisting an officer without violence. Your bond, I don't know why they changed this bond to zero. Your bond is set at $7,500 on your cocaine charge and $500 on the resisting without violence charge. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, would it be possible to reduce the first count, the bond on the first count?
I don't have a third count.
First, I'm sorry, possession of cocaine with the weapon.
Do you want to take some testimony from your client on that? I mean, he apparently has enough money where he doesn't qualify for a public defender, but I've appointed your office anyway, so it seems to me he should be able to post that bond.
Okay.
But if you want to take some testimony from him on that, I'll be happy to entertain it.
They supposed to take me to see the judge yesterday, and then put me in the release cell. But then after that, they told me that they reset
Has he already bonded?
twice because I'm here from Thursday.
So here's what happened. When he was arrested, that arrest affidavit said that his bond was $7,500 on the cocaine charge.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody at the jail corrected it to hold him no bond. So he may have already posted that bond,
Okay.
if that's what he's telling you.
Yes, so I think you went.
So I've indicated his bond is $7,500. So if he's already posted it, he should be released.
So it's just, you just had to come back here again, so they're gonna fix it. Now you should be good.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. You're welcome. Okay, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Tyler Douglas, 31397.
Mr. Douglas, you've been arrested on a violation of probation warrant in case number 2019 CF 4898. Bond is set at $5,000, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
I was seeing if I could get it.
Because it's a warrant, it comes out of the bond. But if you do, you are appointed, we just talk about another reason.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. It won't be clear, though. I'll have to go through that.
Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Joseph Hannafy, October 14th, 1984.
Okay, Mr. Hannafy, you have been arrested on a violation of probation warrant
Yes,
issued in
ma'am.
case number 2018 CF 17728. You have no bond on that warrant, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck to you.
No bond until the PD comes and gets the bond motion done. I'm gonna have to email.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Brandon Newton, 10791.
Okay, Mr. Newton, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a violation of probation matter in case number 2019 CF 15790. You'll be held no bond, and I will appoint the public defender to represent
Can I
you.
get a bond? I have medical head injury, doctor's appointments
So because
coming up.
it's a
I
violation.
I didn't, okay, well, how can I get a medical? That's how I got put on. Can I get a number to get hold of? Because I have head trauma that I have to get taken care of from a motorcycle accident. I've been going in and out of the doctors for the last 6 months for it.
Your Honor, would you be able to, can he have a bond on the warrant at all? or-
I got medical reasons.
The allegation is that he committed new law offenses while on.
I did not know it was
While on.
a company check.
Probation, okay? And so, given the fact that that's what the allegation is, I'm not going to give him a bond at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd have to reach out to this judge.
Okay, and then how can I get in touch with that judge?
I'm gonna, I'll see you.
Because I got a doctor's appointment Tuesday.
Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Philip Clark, 11/25/1957.
Okay, Mr. Clark, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a county ordinance violation for soliciting without a permit. Your bond is set at $500.
Solved my case today, Your Honor.
Okay, does the state have an offer?
I believe it's a city case, Your Honor.
Do you have any input from the city attorney?
I believe that it'll be straight from the judge.
Oh, okay, well, sometimes the state attorneys have information that I don't have. Do you have any information that I don't have about what the city would?
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, well, let me look at his criminal history and see what's going on here. Okay, so 5 days?
Court,
5 days in the
is there any
jail?
way I can come back at a court date and do it again, ma'am?
No, you can post your bond, sure, and then your
I
case will
don't
be
have
set.
I don't get my social security check till Monday.
Okay.
And, whatever it is, I can pay it then.
He's offering a plea to 5 days. So you plea, if you want to plea and resolve the case, it's 5 days jail as your sentence. So you'll be released in 5 days.
Oh, man, I don't.
He's got credit for 2.
You have
Right.
credit for 2. So you'll be out in
Is there no way I can get an OROR and then I could, resolve it then?
No. No.
I don't want it 5 days, ma'am.
You'll be doing another 3. Your Honor, would you be willing to do 3 days?
He can do 4 days.
4 days. You're going to be released in 2 days. The counsel is waiting for bond.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 days, you said?
So you have 2 already.
Yeah, so I got 2 more.
You got to do 2 more.
Yes, ma'am. I can
Okay,
do
Your
that.
Honor. We've reached a resolution to the case.
4 days. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clark, do you understand that you're entering a plea to the charge of soliciting without a permit, which is a violation of city ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that by doing that, you are giving up your right to have a jury trial on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that?
Yep.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, great. And do you understand you're giving up your right to see and hear all the witnesses testify against you and to have your lawyer question them for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering into this plea, you're giving up your right to assert any defenses that you have to this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering into this plea today, you're giving up your right to require the city prosecutor to bring evidence into the courtroom that would establish that you're guilty of this charge beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering into this plea, you're giving up your right to either testify or remain silent at the time of a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you understand that if I accept your plea, you're going to be sentenced today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the sentence is going to be 4 days in the jail? You have credit for 2 days already.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you making this decision to enter this plea today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into entering into this plea today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so I will accept Mr. Clark's plea. I do find that he is entering this plea freely and voluntarily, and he understands the charge against him. He'll be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 4 days in the Orange County Jail, credit for 2 days he's already served. And he's ordered to pay $223 in court costs plus the $50 cost of prosecution. Mr. Clark, I'm going to order that you pay these court costs to the clerk of the court within the next 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions about your sentence?
No, ma'am.
You do have 30 days from today's date within which to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. Good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name, please?
Excuse me?
Would you tell me your name, please?
Raymond is coming.
And what is your date of birth?
3/20/49, 71 years old.
All right, sir, I do find that there is probable cause to support your arrest for an open container violation.
Excuse me?
I said I find that there is probable cause to support your arrest on an open container violation.
They arrest me with discrimination because they're not supposed to arrest me.
I'm sorry?
They're not supposed to arrest me. That means discrimination.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to explain to you?
Okay. So your bond is set at $250, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I would note that he has a pending misdemeanor case. I'll take no action on that, but since he has a lawyer on that case.
Your Honor, would it be possible to ROR him on the open container case?
What says the state?
I do believe that is the city ordinance's policy during COVID is to ROR him on these cases.
The state would request to see the policy, but no real objection, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'm not aware of any such policy, but I'll ROR him on this case. I am going to order that he report to the public defender's office within 7 days so that he can meet with the attorney that's going to handle his new case.
Okay, and Your Honor, are you appointing the PD on 2020-21 MM255AO as well?
I think he already has the PD on that.
I don't believe that he does.
Let me
He got somebody on there.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, would you tell me your name and date of birth?
Andrea Ferguson, 2875.
Okay.
I can't hear it. Hold on.
Okay, so Mr. Evans,
Yes, Your Honor.
she's been arrested, it looks like, on a city ordinance violation for disorderly conduct.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so if you could read that provision to me again.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me pull it back up. 1 moment, please. I had
Okay.
a slow internet the first time.
That's fine.
I was in there for 47 days. Oh, sorry. 48 days.
She allegedly was taking money from drivers on the roadway. I don't
Oh, that's
know.
not-
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you to look at the ordinance for me and read it to me, whether that qualifies as disorderly conduct under the city code.
Just waiting for it to load back up again, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Just waiting for it to refresh the page back up again. So I
Okay.
can read it for you.
Just for me to sign?
All right, Your Honor, if you want to give me just one more moment to find the pertinent subsection.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
43.06 disorderly conduct for Orlando. Commission of the following acts shall constitute disorderly conduct under subparagraph E. Any person who shall frequent any public place with intent to obtain money from other persons by illegal or fraudulent schemes, tricks, artifices, or devices.
Is there anything in there about receiving an object from an occupant of a motor vehicle that's stopped on a public roadway?
In Your Honor, subsection K, any person who distributes any material to or receives any object from an occupant of any motor vehicle that is stopped on a public roadway in obedience to a traffic control signal, light, stop sign, or any other traffic control device.
Okay. So I find there's probable cause to support Ms. Ferguson's arrest for violation of disorderly conduct section of the Orlando City Code. And her bond is set at $250. And I will appoint the public defender to represent her. Miss Abraham, she does have a felony case pending with Mr. Sinclair of your office. And so I'm just going to take no action on this one today, and then she should talk to Mr. Sinclair.
Okay, all right. Would she be able to resolve the disorderly today?
Let me see what her criminal history is.
I have a job tomorrow to go to.
She can have 4 days in the jail.
4 days. It's already been 1 day.
Do you know how many days she has credit card, Sheriff?
Well, she would have 2 because she was arrested yesterday and she's being seen today.
Okay, Your Honor, she'll accept.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Ferguson, do you wish
Down
to
here, right?
enter a
Yeah.
plea of guilty or no contest to this charge?
No contest.
I can't.
No contest?
Yes.
Or guilty? So you say no contest?
No contest.
It means that, I'm not saying I did it, but I did it, I'm just going to take responsibility.
Yes.
So you have to tell her no contest.
No contest.
Okay, I just need you to speak up a
I
little
said
bit
that
for me.
right.
Say it again.
No contest.
Okay.
That's
Do you
how you
understand
say
that, do you understand that by entering into this plea, you're giving up your right to have a jury trial?
Oh,
You're giving up your right to have a jury trial, so no trial with a jury.
okay, yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, you understand that you're giving up your right to assert any defenses that you have to this charge
Sure.
by entering into this plea?
If you had a defense, you're giving up your right to fight it,
All right.
okay?
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. So you have to tell the judge that you understand that.
I
If
do,
you
but I don't give my right to say that last one again.
Do you want to give up your right to fight this case?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to tell the judge that.
Yes.
Okay, I need you to pull your mask up over your nose.
That
Okay,
fell again.
thank you. All right. Do you understand that by entering into this plea today, you're giving up your right to require the state of Florida to bring evidence into the courtroom that would establish that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt?
What is that?
So you're giving up your right to make the state prove this case? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Do you
only
understand
2 more
that?
days?
Listening.
Do you understand that by entering into this plea today, that I'm going to impose a sentence in your case today and you're going to be adjudicated guilty?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to
That's right.
adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the jail. You have credit for 2 days that you've served. You're ordered to pay $223 in court costs plus $50 cost of prosecution.
I don't have that.
I know, I'm going to give you a time period for you to pay that. I'm going to order that you pay that within the next 6 months to the clerk of the court.
But how do I get the money?
Well, you'll have to figure that out. I don't know. Okay. So, in any event, good luck to you, ma'am.
I have 2 days.
Yeah.
I have 2 days.
Yeah, but you still have to talk to your PD about the other case.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
His name,
Hi, will you tell me your name, please?
My name is Lawrence Jones,
And what is your date of birth, Mr. Jones?
8371.
Okay, Mr. Jones, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of disorderly conduct, violation of a city ordinance. Your bond is set at $250, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
you want to see if we can resolve this today?
Yeah.
Your Honor, is there an offer available?
Let me see his criminal history. It would be the same 4 days.
Do you want to do that? You'd be released in 2 days.
I gotta get out today.
So do you have $200 bond?
How much?
$200.
I'm trying to go to Del Bonds, man, if I can.
Okay, so you could either do that or you could
Actually,
wait.
he may have some mental health issues, according to this face sheet, so
Okay.
I think that you should investigate that first before I take a plea.
Okay, Your Honor, would we be able to release him ROR in this case?
Why don't we reset his case for tomorrow, and you can talk to him this afternoon?
Okay.
And if there are no competency issues, I'll address his case tomorrow.
So God said 250
Yep.
and we said tomorrow.
Yep. Okay. Okay, sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Jock Moore, 12182.
Mr. Moore, there's probable cause to support your arrest on an open container violation, which is a violation of the City of Orlando ordinance. Your bond is set at $250, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Can you post that? Your Honor, is there an offer in this case?
Let me look at his criminal history. It would be 4 days.
Do you want to do the full day? He'd like to resolve this case.
Okay, let me make sure something here. Okay, yeah, no mental health history. Okay, so, Mr. Moore, do you wish to enter a no contest plea or a guilty plea to this charge?
No contest.
You understand that by entering into this plea, you're giving up your right to have a jury trial on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to assert any defenses that you have to this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand you're giving up your right to require the state to bring evidence into the courtroom that would establish that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the jail. You have credit for 2 days that you've served. You're ordered to pay $223 in court costs plus the $50 cost of prosecution. I'll order that you pay those to the clerk of the court within the next 6 months. Good luck to you, sir. Okay. Oh, okay, got it. This is on 2025-08. Okay. Sir, would you tell me your name and date of birth, please?
Clayton Oliver, 10592.
Okay, Mr. Oliver, there is probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of soliciting without a permit, which is a city ordinance violation. Okay. It looks like he was out on pretrial release on the same charge on a different case when he was arrested for this back in June of 2020. So on his new case, his bond is set at $250, and I will appoint the public defender to represent him.
Can I resolve today?
And then with regard to his pretrial release on his other case, I do have a notification of revocation of his pretrial release by the pretrial release officer. Okay, so let me look at this.
Your Honor, is that another soliciting without a permit case?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Well, I might have misheard. Was that also a soliciting without a permit case?
It was.
Would
I
you be
guess
able
what
to
I'm-
resolve both?
Yeah, I guess, right, that's what I was trying to figure out on 2020 CO 508, whether anything's happened on that. Let me look. Okay, so in that case, actually, Aramis Ayala's office charged him. Soliciting funds from unauthorized roadways, M2. It's a county violation. Okay, so on the 2020 CO 508 case, does the state have an offer on that? That's your case, your office's case.
You know, may I have that case number one more time, and I'll see if there was one in the system.
2020 CO 508.
The state does not have an offer in that case, Your Honor.
Okay, and it looks like he was appointed a public defender. The public defender moved to continue that case. There was a failure to appear in September. Then he was released, and let me see here. Yeah, he was released to pretrial release. Okay, this is what we're gonna do then. On both of his cases, let's see. Okay, so would he still qualify for pretrial release on these two cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
He would? Okay, well, I'm gonna release him to pretrial release on both cases. I'm not gonna resolve them today since since there's like a formal case pending in front of Judge Jewett. So his public defender should schedule him for a hearing or something in that case.
So the case he out on bond, he's already on pretrial release, he's just taking no action.
I'm just taking no action on that. And then on his new case, I'm putting him on pretrial release. And appointing the public defender.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I think I need to sign this. All right, there you go. This is just a copy, right? Yeah. Okay, would you tell me your name, please?
Andrea Colleen Sharper.
Okay, Ms. Sharber, there's probable cause to support your arrest on a charge of soliciting without a permit. Your bond is set at $250. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes.
Your Honor, is there an offer in this case?
It would be 4 days.
You want to do 4 days? I believe she wants to accept that offer, Your Honor.
She does or does not?
She does.
Okay. Ms. Sharber, are you entering a guilty plea or no contest plea to this charge?
No contest.
You understand that by entering into this plea, you're waiving your right to have a jury trial?
Yes.
You understand you're waiving your right to see and hear all the witnesses testify against you and to have your lawyer question them for you?
Yes.
You understand you're waiving your right to assert any defenses?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you're going to be adjudicated guilty?
Yes.
Okay. So So I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the jail. You have credit for 2 days that you've served. You're ordered to pay $223 in court costs plus the $50 cost of prosecution. I'll order that you make those, that you pay the court costs to the clerk within 6 months. Do you have any questions?
No?
Okay, good luck to you.
Yes, well.
I'm going to give these back to you. They're resets. I kept them in the same order as the way we were calling them. Okay. So.
Thank you for that too. That's it.
Okay, this is yours. Okay. All right. What have I forgotten?
I think that's it.
All right, have a good afternoon, everybody.